Hey man, welcome back. Good morning. How are you, man? Yeah, it looks like it is. Mm-hmm. It happened rather quickly. Yeah, so if you gotta open inside priority high, first 5-10 minutes price doing, probed overnight high, wicked, volume spike. That's why I looked at the DOM right now. Went to go look at the volume transacted. There's definitely a lot of volume there. So it looks like a test drive. The gamma level screener just froze. What the heck? Oh, I did pull it. Shoot. Oh, I hit the call wall. See if they get trapped here on the south side. Near the low, it's pretty strong sell, but 200-day oil control. I mean, yeah, I mean, what I see here is it rejected the prior month Valera high as well. Pretty strong rejection. This looks like it could be forming. I like this area here for a long. We can reclaim the Valera low from yesterday. Pretty decent area. I like it for a small trade, not too big, but if we can reclaim here about 40s, might get a retest of VWAP. It's the reclaim of the Valera low, but I'm just waiting to see if we get something more definitive. Yeah. Oh, what the heck? Why did it do it like that? Oh, that's what. Alright, I need to fix this. Wait, 6. Ah, shoot, there it again. 3. There you go. VWAP would be the target for the main majority of it. Stuck between the ledge of the fair value. It's for the value areas yesterday. Right now, yes, it's stuck right here. This is little fair value, a value area low from yesterday. It's stuck in it, and I like the way they spiked below. It's right where the reclaim is right here. So, and then right near the low from pre-market. So I like a long here just to retest VWAP because they're all gonna RTH and full session VWAP are about a cluster up. I'll definitely be taking profit there and seeing what they can do. It's just the mean. I think it's mean reverting right now. I don't know if it's a sustained push back up. If it gets above the open, then I can definitely say that we'll likely continue to trade into like the 590, 600. But we need to trade above the open. Oops. Well, let me actually write this in. No defense. Wow. Even not even a retest of the VWAP. That's a pretty strong move then. The bear is definitely putting some work there off the open. No relief off of a value area to retest the VWAP yet. Month value area high is 30 what? Just below this. Yeah, this is likely not holding. They're still pressing. I'm gonna get stopped out on this one for sure. The next level down, I mean, it has. This is the only area. This area is an area if it holds. Even if it stops me out and probes something like this, I'll still take it again. I just don't know how deep they want to push below it. If they do, if it does like something like that, then I'll do it again. But for now, I'm gonna reference this low from pre-market and see if they can retest again. VWAP's the area I'm targeting for now. If they do hold VWAP, I like to add, but it has to be above the open area. Otherwise, nothing. You're long 40, great entry for sure. Yeah, it's pretty weak. Very weak. My God. I'm impressed. Yeah, I think I'm gonna flatten this one out. No, I accepted the risk when I took the trade. I'll wait if it plays out or not, but I don't like it. They're absorbing. They're keep absorbing on all the pushes up. This is certainly like a very strong move down still. Very strong move down. If this is going to be a continuation lower, I would assume at some point they'll retest VWAP to validate the push down from the open, to test VWAP from below. That's what I'm waiting for. See what happens at VWAP, because if they touch VWAP here and then they start to break even lower, then that definitely is going to say we're going to go way lower, probably the 20s. But they haven't even tested VWAP from underneath, which is, I guess, indicative of true meaningful strength down, but typically they retest the VWAP. I guess they're not going to do it today. Just going to continue higher, or lower, sorry. Probes another low. Not real break yet. Get momentum. I'll add more to this one. Whenever they make a new low and doesn't result in a flush, I like adding to trades. Typically that reverses them a little bit. Pretty good. But we'll see if this ends up doing that. Small lots. I don't really see true volume on the delta side. But they swept a little low, a couple ticks below, and then they just kind of reversed again. If they can hold above 70s, I mean, that's a stretch given what we're doing right now, but it's only 30 points away. But if we manage to hold above 70, so it's a massive ripper. Yeah, but then also, you also have the YM is weaker today. right? So it's like the opposite of yesterday, right? You have the Dow here and the YM here, right? That's the irony of it. That today the Dow is, and they're both good though. I mean the Dow is still good. All the internals are green still, so under the hood things are still solid for a continuation. I mean we did gap up too. That's probably part of the reason why the internals are green. I guess maybe giving the everything an hour to see how the gap up settles. But there's a lot of effort here to hold this area. A lot of effort. Excuse me. A break of 4-3. There it goes, a little bit higher. Let's see if it tests the VWAP, and then again, VWAP's, this little test here is going to tell me what we can do into the rest of the, at least for the next half hour or so. VWAP's trying to touch right now. Actually did just touch, or no, I just missed it. So close, but not quite. Oh, but hey, look at the Dow's above VWAP and Q is above VWAP. All right, we'll settle a little bit higher for this. I'd want to see. I don't know where the weakness on the S&P is then. You got both of the assets above VWAP, yet S&P is struggling to get above the VWAP. What the fuck? There's something suppressing the S&P individually. It seems. I think it's not real. I think I'm gonna add to this trade here, if anything. I'll do it here. I'll add to it, but that's the right decision, and I will find out. But I'm not sure. I think that. Let's see. Now right at the VWAP. VWAP. So I added to the trade. If market continues to sell, range will be massive up. If it holds here, I don't disagree. I definitely think we can have a big move up, but it has to reclaim, in my opinion, like the 70s. If it reclaims the 70s, it's a massive leg up for sure. like 65 area. I guess it's just now that it's shifted lower. Sellers failed to pay every bid option position. Look, I think if I'm looking at this from a level to level basis, I think bulls did their work in holding the 40s, and bears have been doing their work holding the 60s or the value low for the week. So I'm more neutral than anything. My assumption is we can probably test 60s. If we can hold 40s at minimum, and if they hold above that, then that's where the real move comes from. So I don't really have a lean saying the like yet that we're gonna break out just yet. They're failing here. Overall, like it's neutral to neutral structure so far. I mean, you can even make the case that it's still bearish given we're imbalanced below value low, right? We're imbalanced below the area. This is value for the week. You look at the auction, right? On a week over week basis, we're still rejecting the balance of the range. So it's not until bulls don't really get a full-fledged long until they can hold inside value for the week, which has not happened, unfortunately. They're still rejecting that same area. So I'm still like on the fence until they can break past all that. If they hold above again that structure there, then I'm definitely a strong bull. Right now I'm neutral to bullish. I'm not really, but I see the bear case given the rejection, where we are in terms of value. Right, you have 3 days of distribution, lower, 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 and so far we did an excess rejection of the prior value, right? We opened and we rejected. We have an excess high here. So if they want to distribute lower into here, they can, right? That would put in a B profile of whatever. You might have a B profile here back into this value area based on this excess on the high. That could happen later for the bear case. Check the winning percentage of setups that happen after a failed breakdown, like today's shorts since the video has happened. Track the winning percentage. I mean, you could track it. Let me know how it goes. The assumption would be you take every single one, you identify each single one, which is kind of difficult, but yeah. The trade would have been the VWAP attack for shorts. It would have been the target, you mean? Yeah. I don't know if you're saying it. The VWAP would be the target on that, yeah. Right now, look, and then even my journal says that it's a short. The open test drive, it did open test drive of the overnight high. So sharp probe of the overnight high, part whatever, same overnight high, long wick. Price closes back through the open. Price within the 15 minutes crosses VWAP. It says the second cross is the real move, so that second touch right there. So right now it says the VWAP is your cross, is your trigger. So my journal also was saying that I should be short here at the VWAP and not long. So I'm currently on the wrong side, if anything, but we'll find out later. Everything back below VWAP, S&P, and so did the YM. Everything back below. Oh, yeah, in that case, that is, yeah, what I just explained is exactly what you just said, yes. Because the journal says to do exactly that. Ugh. And it says to target the first standard deviation down and then the second one. The first standard deviation down is right here at 735. Here's the targets that it says on here. So it says VWAP is your entry trigger, never the first, stop probe above the IBH or wherever that trigger is. T1, STD1, and then runner on the STD2. So the VWAP, the first target would have been right there where that low just wicked right now. On that first, on that second swipe of VWAP. There's another push into VWAP. If it holds. NQ back above VWAP again. Another test of VWAP, see if it holds or not. NQ is holding VWAP and the Dow is below it. Kind of like the inverse of yesterday. This one didn't update the levels. Why not? Pretty strong rejections at VWAP still. They're still pressing those sellers. NQ's holding above VWAP, so I'm watching that, but the Dow's making a new low. Huh. Oh, Tim's. A tight range, huh? My oh my. Still pretty weak. Every time it comes into VWAP. See if that shifts or not. Man, what time is it? 7:05. Something's shifting in the tape here a little bit. NQ's trying to push another high. As much as I want to add to the trade, I'm not going to anymore. It's, the way they're absorbing the gap up so far, it seems pretty good. Only thing that sucks is the fact that the Dow is divergent. But the NQ looks like it's headed for the overnight high as we speak. So we'll see where that taps. I'm gonna put an alert here to see when the NQ breaks overnight high, and I'll look to scale some of the S&P there once it does that. That's the reclaim area. See if it holds today or not. The 58 through 60 is where we spent a lot of time rejecting yesterday on the FOMC meet, like right here. I'll scale a little bit above that on some of the targets, on some of the contracts I have in case they decide to reject. But yeah, somewhere around this little vicinity, I'll have somewhere 58 through 60 is where I want to scale a little bit. I see some sellers on the tape there, just a few, not too much, but I'll scale somewhere around here. Now, you can see that they're sitting here on the offer and the heat map right there. It's like highlighting a little bit. You can barely, it's faint, but you can see it, at least on my screen. Drive slow, homie. Drive slow. Pump your brakes and drive slow, homie. From back in the day. Really long crazy. Go at least about 80. And I tried to auction up 58 and then failed again. Tisk. We're back below VWAP? Yeah, back below VWAP. They gotta get above it here. They don't. SOL, bro. Teetering here. It's gotta fucking push here, otherwise it's gonna come right down. Slow. It should not be that weak today. I mean, it could be artificial due to the rollover. Yeah, the rollover today too might have an effect on whatever's going on. There's a different time frame trader transacting today, right? The market makers needing to contain price, maybe. I don't know. They might not be able to release price or have it trend or move until the end of the day, last half of the day when the Vanna and the charm was most sensitive. Oh, you back? Huh? That could be why. Yeah, the Dow just made another low. The NQ hasn't really moved, but the Dow is really what's putting a damper on things here. It's well below the VWAP. Just like, yeah, it's like the inverse of yesterday with the, as far as like divergences. The Dow, I guess not as strong, but because the NQ is not above overnight high, but pretty much similar to yesterday. The Dow is down and then the Nasdaq is up. And so S&P is just glued to VWAP here. How is price just stalled here? Volume is just dead again. It's fucking fake, bro. Stupid ass volume. This week's been some shit, huh? There comes, I would assume the dip now. I mean, I don't know. NQ's still holding VWAP. I'm sorry, above VWAP. And then Dow's the one that continuously is just settling off all morning long. It's just like consistently making new lows. The NQ's not doing anything. Doom, 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 hey. I'm raising. Everybody find up this raising. No matter what, you never take that from me. Is this what? The Dow got a bid here out of nowhere. It's doing a pretty good reversal print here. Oh, amazing. It's amazing. Oh no, I'm gone. Yeah, the Dow just woke up. I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed at 7:15, but something changed on the Dow. Fucking chop, bro. That's annoying, honestly. Value low dropped down to the weekly one dropped down to 60 now. So let's see what they do at 60s if they do end up testing it here on this little push. I know I'm afraid of. No matter what, you'll never take that from me. My brain is as far as your eyes can see. And I'm waiting to see if the what happens on with the Nasdaq as it trades the overnight high. Is it going to do the same wick reversal like it did on the S&P at the open, or is it going to continue to trend past it? So I have an alert here that'll hit once it hits that level. Because the Nasdaq, funny enough, did not actually break the overnight high, right? When it opened. Let me see. I have a chart here. Yeah, it didn't. You can see the overnight highs right there. It just immediately sold off, and it's barely gonna hit it right now. What you call that? So I don't know. Pretty funky. Pretty funky stuff. You ask me. Hi. Amazing, so amazing, so amazing. We're gonna take it here at the value low for the week on some. It's pretty close to where I took profit last, but there you go, another set. I have a few more lots. I still have 3. Ideally, I want to see what happens here at 60s. Again, this is the huge reference area. So everywhere that we were rejected, right here, this was support for it. This whole area was value area low before, wherever this rejected. You can see clearly there's been a sharp rejection. Now we're back. The value low has shifted. So they're going to be rejecting right at this area, which is where I'm looking to take some profit. I took some more off. Still chopping. And Q didn't quite break the overnight high. I tried. I really tried. So bears are still still pressing right here. Rejecting at the value low. Clearly see that struggle been breaking into that area. I think that we certainly can break down if we come in and then like that. We'll see though. Oops. Oops. That's not right. There we go. I think Q breaking the overnight high, so I'm gonna scale some here. It just broke the overnight right there. Scale one more right there. I still have 2 lots, so I'm just scaling again. No, that alert I got from Thinkorswim is the overnight high breaking on the Nasdaq, and the Dow is actually reversing. Let's see if it gets above VWAP. We will see, sir, if that happens today or not. Now, if they all can go move in tandem, that's going to be massive, bro. Massive. Massive, 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 massive. Bigly, 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 bigly. That happens. Not sure if it does, but holding a position in case it does. and high. The Saudi oil tankers exit Strait of Hormuz in an early sign of rising flows. Wow, wow, wow. What's oil at? 73. Good for now. So if they can hold here, I will add to this trade if we manage to push into this area and then come back and hold the value area low for the week here, right? If this ends up validating a push over it, so meaning we'd have to do an impulse move up, come back in, hold it as support, that would certainly get me to be long some more lots against that higher low, wherever it forms. I don't know where it's going to form, so wherever it forms, and then targeting that 590 and then the priority high at 604. And if we get real momentum, like if they all move in tandem, I would certainly be able to target 36s. If the Y and the Dow and the NQ both begin to trade above VWAP and the overnight high in tandem, I think the most obvious target would be to trade into the value high for the week. But we're not there yet. Just kind of thinking ahead in terms of if it does for now. The NQ hit the overnight high and then rejected so far. It's exactly why I said I want to see what it does here. Who knows if that's a failure or not, but overnight high, tap, reverse so far. I'm glad I scaled out there. Oh, time is it 28? IB is about to form. I like this song. When it rains, it pours. The sharp rejection again, same area. That same area keeps rejecting right here. Boom. But I mean, all the evidence shows that that zone is massive, right? It's a massive area. A lot of selling, positioning probably around this area. We can manage to hold above it. Again, this is a big if at this point, given how weak this is. There's a big squeeze potentially from there, but for now, bears have control still. We're still rejecting. We're imbalanced, weak over on the current weak basis, and we're selling off again. The IB is set now, so let's see if they do an IBL test or if they reclaim. Yeah, the NQ came all the way back to the VWAP. Oh man. Where's VWAP at 50s? Okay, they're holding above VWAP again. I'll bite. I'll take a bid here again. Like 2 lots. I added 2 lots there. I'm gonna just move my stop to the IB at this point. Could be a mistake because if they take out the IBL, then I'm screwed. But I like it. I like the hold. Dow still remains below VWAP. Tried to get momentum, but it didn't quite get there. And then the NQ, we'll see. It's holding above VWAP. Just divergence on divergence. So it's kind of the same conversation I've been saying all morning, reiterating. Like, we're just divergent. S&P is currently trying to reclaim this area and then just teetering around VWAP all morning. Above and below, above and below, above and below, so on and so forth. At this point, I don't even know it. I don't think this kind of constitutes an opening test drive. This is more of an open auction. We've crossed above and VWAP 1, 2, 3, 4 times now. This is more of an open auction than anything. Let me see here. Where is the... Because it's funny because the classifier... Yeah, I confirmed it. Classifier in the morning said this was an open auction, and it confirmed it at 7:31, 3 minutes ago. It said that it's an open auction. So let me change my journal. Yeah, so that changes it to neutral. And pretty much says to price crosses 2+ times first 30 minutes. It did, kind of, not really though. No sustained bar 8-10 minutes from the open. That's not true either. Volume balance, it is balanced though. On averages on probes. Entries before the IB, both sides active, trapping earlier moves. Wait for IB to set. Identify which side breaks. Only trade continuation. And then the expectancy is, looks like it's positive expectancy on failed breakouts. So we'll see. Open auction, pretty much choppy again. This whole week has been full of fucking chop, dude. What an annoying ass week, huh? Ay, ay, ay. The best move came from an overnight trade so far, right? The 2 sessions that had overnight move. Actually, all the overnight moves were pretty clean this week. They all just bid up. Every single overnight session just bid up. They just grinded up the whole way every single night. So the best trade was overnight every day. This was overnight here into here. This was overnight here into here. This was overnight here into here. The only one that was choppy was this day. It was this day, the day after that big move. Every day was a grind up overnight. Ain't that some? So at this juncture, like I will say, there's one thing that you're going to see a lot of is just me being long about 90-80% of the time. There's only longs now. I'm not taking any shorts anymore. This whole week has been nothing but longs. And that'll primarily be my bias forever, for now. Until we're more like in a short gamma regime again, like we were in March. The S&P is higher than it was earlier, while the NQ was well below the overnight high. So we're showing some more relative strength here because the Dow is trading right at VWAP. So if the Dow can reclaim VWAP, NQ gets over an overnight high, we can go to 70s probably this time around, which is where I have some scale there. We'll see if that happens or not. Take some off here at 60 again. Same area. A little bit full clip. What a messy day, huh? Somehow it's worked out so far. Dow, I'll put an alert once it can push significantly above the VWAP and see if it can hold. So far, I mean, look at this. This is exactly what I was hoping for. We can close above this area. First scenario here. The continuation and then retest is going to be what I look for an add to this trade. And my stop will probably be, on the add will probably be this low right here. Somewhere below 40. Which aligns with the current value, below the prior value low. It's not very clean, to be honest. It's disgusting. Very disgusting day. I hope everyone's doing okay. Been pretty quiet chat today. I'm not sure. Things are not looking too pretty for everyone, or just like focused. Oh shit. So I got trailed out. That's fucking annoying. I got trailed out because of the rule I have on my... That's annoying, bro. Yeah, I got trailed out because I'm at 700. So I got trailed because of a trail rule I have on yeah, I should have had disabled. Fuck. This one here. 266. I got trailed on a rule that I have set up. Oh well. I have another account that's long, so I just put that one up. Oh, this one here. Change it over here too. There you go. I'll hold this one for now, but I got trailed out. Because I'm up 700 on that one for the day. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess we'll find out, but it's cool. I have this one right here. The only thing I haven't looked at is a sector heat map. Let's take a look at that. I don't have it as part of my shortcuts. Oh wow, I don't. Okay. Where is the... There it is. Hey. Why didn't it work? Oh wait, no, that's the one I needed open. This one. You're starting. There we go. Okay, cool. See what the sector heat map is for the week. Chippies. Believe it or not, they're performing this week. Wow. Chippies are up 7. Airlines, I think last week they were up 10. Month over month, they must be doing pretty good. Yeah, 25% on airlines. 20% on chips. My goodness. Quantum, uranium, machine learn, financials. I mean, look at that. Most of the sectors are green. Drones are screwed, I think, because of SpaceX. Real estate's actually down. Healthcare has been a drag all year. It's just been flat. Month over month. Yeah, year to date, chippies. Well. Does today's session suck? Yes, I agree. And the Dow's about to break above VWAP here. It's holding pretty good. If you're rational decisions, oh dude, I'm sorry. Definitely hard. Dude, it's been a week, bro. Honestly, this expiration has been starting from just Monday alone. That massive gap coming into Monday. I mean, come on. I took one trade that day. I took a small loss. It was 150. Tuesday, what was it? Tuesday was green, but they ended up taking me out on the runner. And so was Wednesday a green. I got trailed out on the runner as well. You guys were here yesterday for that. Today was green. Only one red day, but overall, like, just they had to be really. I got trailed out on runners every single day. So still net green, but overall, like the runners, they just didn't fly. Today I think the runner will fly. So my main thing is I just try to get on base every day, right? I'm just trying to get on base, meaning like try to get an entry, scale in a reasonable area based on some structure that I've identified, whether that's whatever value areas or whatever it may be, and then try to hold a runner and see if it can trend for the remainder of the session. So I'm on base, and if someone hits a home run or if the market moves, then I benefit off that, right? That's pretty much it. Take my base hit or base scales, whatever they may be. Sometimes it's one scale, sometimes it's two. Today I did multiple scales with ads at the same area. On this one here, right, we had an add, scale, 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 add, scale, 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 and then I had a runner. And then here we had two ads, two scales, and we're holding one. Yeah, you did great work today. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It was not an easy day, though. I mean, by any means, it was very hard. Thanks for sharing your trading thoughts. Yeah, I mean, I hope it helps a little bit. You can see I referenced a lot the divergences and price relation to VWAP or overnight high, overnight low. Those are pretty much like everything. My bottom line is like I look at what is structure doing relative to VWAP and overnight high or low. Every day, that's all I reference. Like, it's very simple because that gives me the context on where there's weakness and where there's strength. And right now they're moving in tandem, so this gives me confidence that as long as again, always will say if VWAP holds on Dow and the overnight high 4 holds on NQ, we can trend into 90 / or even further into 604. If the Dow holds over an overnight high and the NQ continues to trend, we'll probably trade at 36s at some point today, near the end of the day, likely. I'm not sure. Those are all if scenarios. I was definitely. We'll see how the session ends up playing out. Hey, why are you looking sexy for? The scanner really. I just laughed. Scanner was right on the open auction so far. I thought it was more of an open drive, test drive, but the scanner said it was open auction, and certainly is. I mean, the amount of times we've crossed the VWAP today. Open auction, no conviction, wait for IB. Balance below average. In the morning there was a lot of volume, and I think it's still there. Oh no, it's not anymore. There was a lot of volume at the open right here. 75 through 80. I got absorbed at the open. It's still early in the session, so anything can change here. For now, my main reference is going to be this 58.60 area. Right. I'll probably draw it up here just to see. Right there. So, into the rest of the session. I'm gonna name this the line in the sand. Meaning this is where bulls would like the need to hold intraday for me to want to continue to hold this trade. And if we tap into it, I want to see probes into it that reclaim, and I'm willing to add to the trade, right? So that's my reference line for now. Bulls were able to defend the first level down, this level right here, into the morning. The next level up to defend is this area once they've broken out of it, which they did. We'll see if it holds. The guy on the Substack that used the call wall here, used it for a target right now on a long, so he scaled out and then he shorted and went lower, and he took another 10 points off that call wall right here. He just commented right now. The call wall info helping, took long, closed call wall and took a short there. Now short, now close that for good 10 points. Thanks a lot, Rick, for that info. So different ways to trade, you know. So if you guys want to see our mini front runner today, yeah. Where's SpaceX today? Excuse me, 180. Boeing 224. What happened, Boeing? What the fuck? Alright, let's see what we can do. Gonna chill. See that on news. Seeing people have massive calls on a SpaceX 300 strike price. Shut the fuck up. There's no way. I think they're doing it based on the I read somewhere that there's the float is like 5% or so. And so they're pretty much betting on a squeeze. A gamma squeeze for the dealers. Because the float is so small that there is a possibility of if enough call options get bid, there can be a gamma squeeze, and dealers will have to be will have to short cover those calls they bought and squeeze them out. So I don't know, could be true, could be possible if that does happen, kind of similar to what happened with GameStop, except GameStop there's a short float as well, but this is just it's not that there's a short float, but there's a small float of shares in circulation in general. I think the float, let me double check how much that is before I even keep saying that. The float I think is like less than 10% though, for sure, which is crazy for such a high cap stock. Here it is. Let's see. SpaceX has an estimated roughly 4 to 5% of its shares outstanding. Complete list. Yeah, so only 4 to 5. 196 are locked up. So that kind of you know, says a lot. A lot of the shares are locked up. Hmm. $480 that long, yeah. I think it's because I think you're supposed to wait till an earnings report and then they can release. I'm not sure. Some volatility there. That's top of the hour, 8 o'clock. Alright, let's see if this tests that area. I realized that after putting on the RTH VWAP on my chart, the start of this week so far, it looks like the RTH VWAP and the full session VWAP at some point they line up. It happens quite often. The spread is not that wide. to be noticeable between see, look at here, pretty in line. This is from yesterday's FOMC meeting. They were pretty much, the spread was a couple points, and then this day the spread was very narrow after the end of the day, pretty much the same price. I can see how in this session it helped out when you have a large gap up, but overall they seem to line up most times. That makes sense. A large volume chases it. So I think the market closed tomorrow. I think it's closed tomorrow, right? Yeah, it's close. Close tomorrow. Market close. So today's the expiration. They're testing the line in the sand area here. I like to add, but I would like to test the VWAP first if they do it. I don't want to add so close to the first annuation up. Hi. Oh, you're wearing your glasses. Huh? Yeah, they're cute. Huh? Yeah, I figured. I could tell. They had a little camera. Oh, did you? Oh, where was it? Uh, hmm? Yeah. What do you mean? Shit. What? You think it's still there? Yeah. That thing just keep going out of the room. So this is kind of the position I want to be in for now. Just seeing if this runs into the IBH target. Gonna chill here and let this thing work through. It looks like we probed a little bit into the value low here on this last 15-minute print. I would love to see a little bit of a stronger probe. So as much as I would add, like I'd like to say I want to add, I'd like to see a bigger volatility dip before I add into anything. So I just let the runner run. If we get a bigger volatility dip that the DOM has some more activity or volume, then I'll definitely add into that. But since there's not much volatility, I'm not interested in adding. Shit, it must have slipped my mind. Yeah, I've been seeing a big little smile in a while. Will Iran US deal settle as scheduled tomorrow? I think there's been headlines that they already signed it. Let me see. I'm seeing some headlines. Trump's Iran agreement. I think they're already. I think it's like pretty much solidified. Saudi oil tankers exit Strait of Hormuz. Early signs of oil flowing. Saw some last night. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Here it is. Well, I know they have a ceasefire deal signed. Never mind. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I guess it's an agreement. Yeah, you're right. I didn't find anything that said definitively it was signed. I think it is tomorrow. You're right that they're scheduled to do it with JD. I think Trump said he wasn't gonna be there or some shit. Let's see. City disappears where the film says. Oh, shit. We got some volume or volatility I just picked up. Maybe this might be it. The Dow couldn't seem to break above the VWAP. It just tried, but then it just failed. Yeah, it looked like it went over it and then it just rejected again. Let's fly everywhere we go. Market's closed tomorrow, so whatever happens with that tomorrow, I guess, may have an effect or may not. I'm assuming this gap from Sunday into Monday was pricing that in. I'm not sure. My assumption is if we close below it, maybe if that gets solidified, we probably end up here somewhere over the weekend. So something like that. See where we end today. Will you trade tomorrow? No, I'm not gonna be live. The market's open? Isn't the market closed? Let me see. I think they close early, huh? Are futures open on Juneteenth? I think it's like one of those short hour holidays. For futures partial, nah, I'm not gonna be here because futures follow specialized holiday. Yeah, currency. Yeah, so no, I won't be, man. I won't be live tomorrow for sure. I don't really trade on those days. I'll be right back. It's on the clouds. All right. Full disclosure, I suck at this game, but I've learned a lot just listening to you. Two big things today I wrote down to make sure I do every day. Try to get on base. Hey, that's a good one. Where'd you get that one from? I also disclosed that I make some silly mistakes today. I mean, we all do. It's part of the game, unfortunately. I'm gonna buy a market here and then adjust. They're doing that reclaim that I was looking for, right? Line in the sand, tested view up. So I added a couple lots here, and then I'll just trail it up. Who knows if this holds out, to be honest. I'm not really... The volume's so anemic, I don't even know if it's gonna hold or not. It's gonna be a mistake. Is this all the lots? I'll be doing this one too. Alright, cool. Not loading. Alright. So I added 2 lots on that probe into the line in the sand, VWAP, and then reclaim just a little bit over. Again, this is the area I needed to hold. This valley area low, this purple line here. Kind of teetering at it. I think maybe would have been better off just waiting for the momentum to kick in if there was going to be any. Because so far it has not shown that. Little low cutter. Euro closes right now. It's pretty low volume. Why isn't this here? This should be right here. Come on. Looks like it's gonna fail. I'm gonna likely get trailed out, but it's fine. I've kind of taken, this has been the same scenario every single day, like this week, where I take a long, I get a few scale outs, and then the runner, the last piece of it just gets trailed out, and that's fine with me. I'm perfectly fine with taking that every single day. It's part of the process, but it seems like today's going to be another day like that where I'm going to get trailed out again. Who knew it? I can't tell where my stops are. They're all clustered because they're not fucking... Okay, I can move this one, but I can't move this one? What the fuck? Or maybe it's this one. I can't tell which is the stop losses. There's so many of them on my chart right now. It's all fucked up, but somewhere right there at 46s, all right? It's somewhere at 46s. See if we can reclaim that line in the sand area. This chop, I mean, it kind of lines up. Every single day we've been the same thing. We've had a mixed profile structure where the value, where price is near a value or low, and then also at above a weekly value high, like a prior week. It's been the same scenario all week, which has created this like choppy, messy action all week long. You couple that with OPEX, and it's just disgusting. Disgusting. It's disgusting. How dare you? Rick, how long did it take you to understand the game to finally cross? Oh, years, brother. I've had lucks. I had draws of luck and then draws of drawdown. Your psych then becomes consistent with the longest part of the process. I think every person's development is varying. I don't think every person is built the same. Some people don't struggle with like the discipline aspect of entering and exiting. You know, that mechanical part of it. Some people are greedy, and that's like their biggest lever for improvement is like just taking profit when they should and stop holding trades expecting big moves. Or some people, it's just the psychology of it all, of just like second questioning or doubting themselves. Every person is individually different because we are all psychologically like have different strengths and weaknesses internally, which is the reason I love trading, because it sheds light at your biggest vulnerabilities, and you have to be aware of them in order to succeed at this. You have to have that self-awareness and realize, okay, this is what I'm good at, this is what I'm not good at. So it really varies per person. My is all around mentality. Yeah, it is. My where I've developed and have strength may not even be what your developed and strengths may be. So it's hard to say, like, I can answer the question, but it doesn't provide a lot of context to you as an individual. But I mean, to answer it, you know, given all that disclaimer, my biggest problem was the consistency in having a system. I didn't have a system for the longest time. I was jumping from system to system, and a lot of traders struggle with this. Like, this is a common thing you'll hear a lot. You know, like shiny object syndrome, I think is what you can call it. But just sticking to one system, right? And that's it. If you can find a system over time, you can develop, because every system has an edge. That's the thing, is like every system you can find, there is an edge to exploit. The difficulty is the discernment in which environments those work in. And then the psychology on the back of that. But I think for me, it was personally just having a system that I can stick to and just repeatedly do over time, regardless of drawdown or profit. Like, just, you know, trading is expectancy over time and not a one and done kind of thing. So there are losses, right? There are trades you're going to take and you're wrong, and you're going to take an L, and there's going to be days where you're right, and over time that expectancy should play out as a net positive. And the psychology in between those losses and gains are where the difficulty lies a lot of the times. It's like struggling with the being wrong for a little bit of time, you know, and then changing systems because you think you need something different because you're going through a dry spell or whatever it is. You know, that's what I did for a long time. I would have a winning streak, and then I would go through a drawdown period, and I would just switch, right? And whatever. The Dow was fading. I don't know, on some shit. It looks like Dow. I don't know what the components are. I have to look at the heat map, but the Dow is going through a period of drawdown right now. It's not breaking the low, but it's just teetering, and Nasdaq's holding steady. So this is just all the Dow. I don't know what exactly is weak on the Dow, but there's something on the Dow causing this little volatility. And then we're at Euro close, so it kind of calls for this kind of micro volume injection. Euro close is literally right now. They didn't do what I would like to do. They didn't hold it. So again, I said we would need to hold that value low. We didn't do it. So I likely will get trailed out on this trade. And that's fine. Again, I said I said earlier, all week long I've been trailed out on all my trades. I get on base, I take scales, I end up getting a net green day. The runner just doesn't follow through, right? Because the trend has been distribution every single day so far, and that's fine. I locked in gains along the way, and I got green days along the way. The only red day was this day when I shorted this day. But, you know, tried the long here, trailed out on the runner. Got long here, trailed out on the runner. And then today we got long here at the 40s, and we'll see if we get trailed out again. You know, that'll be another day of trail. That's fine. It is what it is. How many years have you been trading? I've been in the industry 8 years, 2017, end of 2017 going into 2018. I saw a lot of hype around, at the time was e-commerce, so Shopify, Alibaba, Amazon, and the whole FANG movement. It wasn't early on into the phase, but it was around the time when they were popular. When e-commerce was becoming a huge industry, you had these waves happen a lot, where you get waves of innovation and then sectors around it kind of benefit. And now we're having an AI wave. I also have seen a ton of like momentum bubble pops in marijuana back in 2018 with Tilray, CGC, you know, the whole EV sector in 2020, Neo, Rivian, Tesla. What was that company that was a fraud? I did hydrogen powered trucks, Nikola. Man. And there's many others in between. There was like Kodak put Bitcoin on their name, and Kodak, the camera company, exploded off that. They put blockchain actually on their name, so that blockchain euphoria back in 2017, 2018. I've seen a lot of these. This happens a lot. It's actually so many themes that happen like this. I think, you know, the SPAC thing back in 2020, all the SPACs just blew up regardless of how shitty they were. That was another one, a theme of SPACs just blowing up. Many people start trading at the time you did already gave up. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Not many people can withstand failure for such long periods of time without anything. Yeah. I think only crazy people can suffer that long. It's true though, like, you're not wrong. I think in general, people give up really quickly. They don't have the tenacity to be able to continue doing something that it cannot be fruitful. People are sensitized to, or used to, having instant gratification, instant results, instant reward, instant like acknowledgement, instant everything. And so that creates a space where not many people can sustain failure for years, let alone 1 year, but years at a time. Unlike learning music, instruments, sports, and learning trading could give people zero reward over years. That is true, yeah. Yeah. Because instruments, for sure, there's definitely, you know, a few months in and whatnot, there is a reward or a sense of development in your skills. And sports, you know, sometimes it's the physique itself or the awards or whatever. Trading is is not like that at all. Yeah. But yeah, I think yeah, I think it's insane if someone does do what tries to do something for this long and continue to do it anyway. I mean, to some degree it is considered insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. So, yeah. Oh, this is in line with the OPEX chopping around VWAP. Am I not surprised? Not really, you know. We hit the call wall twice and failed so far, and this is OPEX. Fucking choppy until it's not, right? So This is what I get. A choppy day. It is what it is. There you go. Boom. Either way, green day, pretty decent. I got 700 and then 100 on this last of the count, which you know, in retrospect, I was up 3 of 300 to be only up 100. Well, you know, it is what it is. We'll do some homework on that and see what we could have done differently. I think just not adding to the trade would probably have been better off. But what's the expectancy on that? Does this happen every day? You know, whatever. We'll review it later. But that's gonna be it for me today, man. I mean, I'm not gonna take any more trades. If the IB has not traded now, there is a 20% chance we don't even trade the IB high or IB low today. 20% chance. So could be one of those days where we just don't trade IB. So something to ponder. Well, I'll head out, guys. I hope you have a good rest of the week. The reference, what I would say as we end the week here, if we close below the value area low, my assumption is bearish into next week, and we will likely revisit the this area right here, and that's a good area to long. I like that area for a long. I have a plan there. I'm not sure if we hit it today. I mean, it is OPEC, so who the fuck knows? VWAP, NQ just dropped down into VWAP, so we might fade, man. It might fade all the way down. I don't know how far low, but this area right here, I love for a long. I posted the plan on the newsletter for that one. That might be a trade into next week. We'll see, but have a good weekend. See ya, man. Thanks for anyone who tuned in. I'll see you, Jim, and everyone else. Have a good weekend.